Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, My So-Called Healthy Life. Okay, so today we're gonna take a little bit of a break from the Dream Life Project, weight loss, motivation, inspiration, all of that stuff, and I'm just gonna talk to you. And so this will be very much kind of like what you see on my vlog, but on this channel. So you're getting a little special treat if you subscribe to this channel, because I don't do this very often on any of my channels except for really my vlog, and I'm gonna do it here today. Because this is about this channel, and I feel like I just kind of need to talk to you guys. I am very much a believer that the universe speaks to me, and I'm also a very spiritual person. So I put things out there, I pray on things, I meditate on things, I just really try to get like feelings off of what I'm supposed to do with stuff, right? And it was interesting because I had kind of fed out some different ideas I have for this channel. You know that since I've started this channel, I haven't really known what to do with it, and I talked about it on my vlog. I think it was like 5 or 6 days ago. Oh, no. It was like 2 or 3 nights ago, probably. And I received so much feedback on that vlog about people. I had said on there that what I think I want to do with this channel, and I've talked about this already, is that I want to make this all about story times of things that have happened to me in my life on this channel. And I really want to, you know, have it just be kind of like a living memoir, so to speak. And that's really like when I go speak at places, like that's what I do. And I'm sitting down with my friends, I tell stories and I go, you know, like this is what I learned from that, whatever. And that's what I really love. And at my heart of hearts, I'm a storyteller. I love to write. I used to love to blog. I have like 4 different blogs, you guys. That I never stopped one. I just started a new one, and so like the last one would just kind of stop. And they were natural creations into one and to the other. And the very first one I started was called Suicide Birds and Seahorses. And it started as a result of my mother's death and me not really knowing how to grieve and knowing what to do with that. And so that's where the driving around at night started. And I would listen to audiobooks, and I would come home and I would write these blog entries, and it really saved my soul. And then when I started, you know, like really putting all of my time and energy into my private practice that following or later that year, my cousin suggested to me that I start a blog for business. And that's where my blog Thoughts from the Couch came from. And it was really going to be this blog about like writing, like how to deal with all these different issues that I had worked with through the years. But really what it turned into over time was me just telling stories from my life, stories I learned from clients of mine, you know, that at their permission, and stories that I learned from working in treatment facilities, and, you know, my own personal experiences with all of that. And then that turned into my husband and I starting our website, which now is his complete 100% project. And we did that together for 7 years, and it was, you know, a labor of love, and we both loved it. But like it has taken it completely over now because I'm writing my books and, you know, making YouTube videos. And then that turned into me doing this blog called Peterisms, because a lot of people would refer to my things as Peterisms, like little things that I would say. And so I started that, and then I wrote a blog entry that then got hosted on the Huffington Post. They asked me if I'd like to guest blog for them, so I did start doing that. Not very much, 5 or 6 I think I did total. And then I love to write anything. And then I ended up starting my last blog, which is really, I haven't posted anything on there, you guys, in like over a year. And it's just called Peter Monn. And so that one will remain. I don't know what's going to happen to the other ones. But I really thought, I mean, I don't want to pay, you know, $30 a year to keep those up for the rest of my life. I just don't. So, but I'm a believer in when the universe speaks to you. And it was very, very interesting because Ola, who has watched all of my channels from the very beginning, commented on my vlog, and she said, I love you, but let's just be honest. Your channel, My So-Called Healthy Life, is a mess. It's all over the place. And I know that it's coming from such a place of love from her, that I know that she didn't mean anything critical by it. But what I think was hard was that she was really speaking what I felt in my heart. And then it was interesting because I told a lot of stories the other night on one of my vlogs about when I was a kid, and that I was still that kid that felt like I wondered like nobody would come to my birthday party because that had happened to me. And that I wonder today, like, who will come to my funeral? The overwhelming response that I got on it was just, I mean, it was magical. And I called that vlog, I'm Still That Kid, kind of referring to this idea that all of these things that had happened to me growing up, all of these stories that had happened to me when I was growing up, from me wanting to be Wonder Woman and my dad making me a Wonder Woman costume out of like Hanes underwear and yellow string for, the lasso of truth, to, my mom's alcoholism and me finding out about how, through her, what Santa Claus was or wasn't. And all of these fantastic and tragic stories that had happened to me made me who I am today. And yet in my core, I am still I'm still that kid. And Tony from San Diego, who watches this channel religiously, and he has just been always, I love you, Tony. He has been so supportive to my weight loss and my weight gain, and always just encouraging and supportive, but never nasty, always direct. And he said to me, it was a very emotional message he sent me on Twitter, and said that was like, that was where I needed to go with like this, that was the book I needed to write. And I thought, oh my God, he's right. Like, I just put this out there in the universe, and this is the book I should write. And what was interesting, just to show you guys I'm not bullshitting, okay? I literally sat that night, and I drafted up, it's my first note I have right here, the book, I'm Still That Kid. And I drafted up the entire thing with all of the stories that I was going to write on it. And, the stories from when I went to this tennis party, to spending summers at my Aunt Janny and Uncle Marv's farm in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and motorcycle guys chasing us, to the weekends in Chicago with my dad, to the Wonder Woman thing, to the Christmas with my dad when he and my mom fought, to finding out about Santa Claus, to playing in our cul-de-sac, and always wanting to be the cheerleader, not the player. And all of these things that made me who I am today. And what I realized was that is the book that I'm supposed to be writing. And I'm finishing up a fictional book right now. And I'm also working on stories with my mom, but I think I'm going to put that one aside because I think it makes more sense to put this one first. But then I started thinking about my blog and what would I do with that. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to start printing off all of my blogs and keeping them for myself so that I can delete the blog at some point and just not have to worry about it being up or paying for it anymore. But maybe that would be a start to this new channel, would be that I would share these blogs that I had written years ago, probably some of which I don't even remember, and talk about where I was at that time and what I had learned from that experience. And that is what I plan to do with this channel. Going forward, I'm going to be taking my blogs that I've written since the very first blog entry, which is the summer that my mother passed away, so that's almost 10 years ago, and I'm going to print them off, and I'm going to talk about them on here in story form. And I don't know when I'm going to start this. I've really questioned the last couple days whether or not just to keep the Dream Life Project up or not. So many people say they love it, but at the same time, I don't know that it's really resonating with a lot of people. I'm going to keep it up for the rest of November. I don't know what I'm going to do on December 1st. To be honest with you, Christmas is such a special time for me. Winter is such a special time for me that I would really like to do start these stories, these learning experiences, this living memoir, whatever. And I see it very much as, learning experiences through my stories, through what I've screwed up on and learned, or what's happened to me and that kind of thing, and that they're stories that we can all maybe hopefully relate to, and I can learn from your stories as well. And I'm extremely excited about this change. It feels very, very true to my heart. It doesn't feel like something that I have to stretch for. It feels natural to me. It feels like where this channel is supposed to go. And to be really honest with you, what's really strange is I have a feeling that this might be the direction of my channels, period. And I'm really, really excited about it. It feels to me, in my heart of hearts, that I should maybe change the name of this channel. But I don't know. I might leave that up to you guys and run some kind of contest. I thought about that. I might keep it the same as it is. I don't know. But I do want you guys to know that that is the direction that I'm going. I don't want to deceive anybody. I don't want to be disingenuous. I'm not going to change. Once I start that will be it. It will probably start sometime between December 1st and January 1st, but it will start by the beginning of the year. And I don't know that it will be daily uploads. It will be regular uploads. It will be several times a week, but I don't know that it will be daily. I want it to be authentic. I want it to be genuine. I want what it will be. Somebody asked me, how will this be different than your vlog? When I am vlogging and driving around and just sitting around and talking, it's whatever comes into my head. This will be very deliberately planned based on stories that I think about and write down and listen to, and it won't be scripted whatsoever. It'll be just this. It'll be just me talking and telling a story that happened to me, probably some very emotional, probably some very joyous. And it will just be lessons I've learned from my life. And I'm extremely excited about it. But I'm not giving up this channel. And I wanted to say, I received this comment, so I feel like I need to address it because I already had it pulled out. Hold on a second. You guys are so supportive of anything I want to do, and I really, really appreciate this. And Anne said on here, I feel like you're often asking if you should shut down this channel, and that my resounding no's aren't being heard. At the end of the day, Peter, this is your channel. This is your joy. Please just feed it or not as you feel comfortable with. If you shut it down, it will make me sad, but you do have 3 other channels that I will always continue to watch. If you keep it up but change the content, it doesn't matter because I will continue to watch regardless. Much love. Who can ask more from you know, the world than that? Thank you so much, Anne, and thank you guys for all of it. You guys are so supportive of it that you allow me to make the changes that feel true to my heart, and I am so excited about this one. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.